I'm sorry, had a few issues trying to get everything working here. I can see that I'm now live on Twitch here. I've got everything set up. That looks like crap. There we go. You're seeing bars on my screen. Let's fix it. There we go. Okay, anyhow, it looks a little cleaner. So this is the live build for the Creality 3D Ender 3. It's been getting a lot of great publicity lately, and I figured I'd pick one up and give it a test and see how it works. I've been hearing from people who do this commercially, like Greg out of Pensacola, Florida, that he picked up 2 more of these and they've run a ton of hours. They're just a good solid printer. So figured since I kind of more cater to a lower price conscious 3D printer crowd that wants to 3D print terrain, I figured I'd pick one of these up and get it set up and going. Daniel's been doing a lot of great things with his, being able to print a miniatures and everything with it, so it's working out pretty good. You know what? One other thing I want to do, I want to say that I'm doing this using an old monitor here that I have not used in years, and it looks kind of like crap, but it kind of works. It's kind of like looking at something where everything is all blurry. Not a good, happy look here. Let's see here. Oops, wrong one. Go to the 3D printed terrain and miniatures where I announced this and let people know that I'm going to be starting this. Ton of windows. My gosh, people just want to talk. Okay, so let's go here and let's announce this, and then I will get on to the build. There we go. If I can do a paste correct, there we go. So I think we're good here, so let's get it started. So here's the box that I received today. I actually ordered this from GearBest. I was kind of curious. You know, I seem to see a lot of bad publicity about GearBest, but I figured I'd try to order it from them, see how it goes. I ordered it last Wednesday, and it's here on Tuesday. So it's been 6 days from when I ordered it. They shipped it from China via DHL, and it arrived today. I did spend the extra $10 for the upgraded shipping. And yeah, it worked great. So here we go. Here is the build. Again, this is a Creality 3D Ender 3. I'm hoping it has a little bit better. I have a little bit better luck than I have had with the Ender 2. Uh-oh. I might have opened the wrong end. I think I did open the wrong end because that looks like the bottom to me. Get out the trusty Leatherman again. And let's get into what I hope is the top of the box. There we go. There you go. If anybody wants to talk with me, I can now see the chat. Hey, this looks more like a... Yeah, that's like a top of a box. So here are the very basic instructions. I actually looked at these a little earlier today online. Somebody has posted them online, so they're fairly easy. Somebody also posted on YouTube a video of the build. I also looked at that. That seemed pretty simple. Let's see, nozzle cleaning here, some bits and pieces, micro SD card, an adapter, I think, and then a very, very little bit of filament. I don't know why companies ship such a small amount of filament. It's one thing that makes me very, very appreciative of Anycubic, because my last Anycubic printer, the Delta there, shipped with a whole spool, a whole full spool. It's pretty amazing. Okay. Hey, another one of these, another scraper. They actually, I will admit, their scrapers are pretty nice. I continue to use mine to this day. So here we go. This is the base. Oh, actually, hold on. Another upright or something there. That's the filament spool holder. Oops. Darn it. That was the Z-rod. Oh, that's not a good thing to have fall. That is the Z stepper motor. I do have to admit, I do like the packing job, except for that Z spindle. There's the display. This is one of the X gantry pieces here. Another piece to the spool holder. Just going to build that to get out of the way, but it doesn't look like I have all the parts out yet. So let's see here. It looks like I have emptied the box. So there we go. Give me a second here while I grab that Z-rod here. The threaded rod. There we go. Okay, so now let's get this built. So it looks like it's got strain relief in the back, which is kind of nice. Let's see, I've got a mouse around here somewhere. There it is, it's buried here. I think I'm going to bring up another camera. There we go. So we can use my little camera here. So some close-ups here. It's got rather large, get that out of the way. It's got some rather large, what are they called? Adjustment knobs for the bed, which I actually really like. Some nice quick disconnects, including XT60 connectors. I actually really like that. So this is the base of the bed. So let us get going here. I'm going to turn this camera back off. It's kind of my extreme close-up cam is needed. So let's get the instructions here. It's always good to follow along with the instructions. Makes life a little easier. So we have a left and right, and I think they're dual, so I think it's the ones I set down behind me. Need to use this saran wrap for meals. This stuff's stickier than the stuff I have in the cupboards. Okay, so we're gonna have two of these for the uprights, and let's see, step one. So I've got 4 pieces of the M5 by 45s. Actually, maybe I should probably empty this sack out with all the parts and probably some tools. That's some clippers. Don't need those until I further in. Let's see here. So there's going to be the X belt. Here's my little cache of tools, which they usually give out pretty good tools. I like that. So I'm going to grab this. have this magnetic deal to hold my tools and screws and stuff. I find that it works pretty well. Those. Helps keep things situated and easy to get to. Okay. Let's see here. Bring this out. So here are all the screws, and there's a lot of screws here. Wow, more than I expected. Okay. So this says M5 by 45. Should be 4. So it actually has them all labeled right there, M5 by 45. Makes life a little easier. So I need a total of 4 of these. Looks like there's a couple extras. And then some lock washers come with it. 3. So it's either there's extras or 2 more will be used elsewhere. One of the 2. Okay, so there we go. Now, what it's showing is, excuse me, there's a left and a right. So it's got these 2 holes. We'll go in the right one here. And the 2 small holes near the bottom are going to go on the left. So we'll just prep 2 of these. Just making sure that's correct. These are really long bolts. Well, I guess there's just a pretty long distance to get to this. That explains it right there. I get these in. Just not a easy way to get to these. Leave them a little loose so that when I'm ready to get everything cinched up, sorry, get these a little loose. When I'm ready to get everything cinched up, I'll be able to hopefully square it a little bit better. There we go. So just about tighten, but not quite. I hate when I drop stuff. Okay, now for the other side. Let's see. Get the washers ready to go here. This one sure this is correct. I think it is. Yeah, that looks correct. Go. That one's in. Get the second one in. But it's so much fun just watching somebody sitting here twisting bolt in. These are still pretty long bolts, even though it has a long distance to stick through. Okay, so this is a little snuggier. There we go. Just a touch loose. Make it easier to square it up later. Okay. So it looks like that step's done. That's step one. Step two. So this is putting the this on. So first things first, I'm going to adjust the voltage on it. Since I'm in the US, I don't want it at 230 because that could suck. And it looks like they went a little crazy with the, I don't know if you can see that, a little crazy with the hot glue there. Not that that really matters all that much. So I want this to face outwards. And it's not actually showing me the, so it's showing M5 by 8s for the front panel. I don't know that I like installing the panel before installing the other stuff. That kind of bothers me a little bit. I think I'm going to take an audible here, and I think I'm going to change that just so that I don't have those electronics sticking out for this entire build. So let's see here. Maybe those. It could be these. There's 4 of these that I show more. I'm going to try one of these, see how it works. Well, it doesn't fit through there, so I think that means it's not that one. Going back to it because that's the only one. Well, there's an M4 by 20 as well. That is square topped. That's a bag for the Ender 2, so that's the wrong printer completely. Huh. Aha, here we go. 4x20. This one does not show a washer, so I'm thinking it's this. The M4x20, I believe, is the one that I need to mount this. It does fit through better than that other one. So there's that. And that. Oops, that didn't stick. I think. Now, time it worked. These brought in here. Should have done this to begin with. I should maximize that so I can see everything. There we go. Okay, so that is on. Like I said, I'm gonna skip putting the front plate on, or the display on right now, because looking around, I don't see any desperate need for it. So now we're gonna install the Z-stop. Z-axis limit switch. That's what they officially call it. So it looks like, no, what am I looking at? So it looks like it sticks out a little bit. So by the looks of it, it comes in on this side. Can you? I'll move it here so you can kind of see it. So, wow, they tighten these up. So these go on this profile here, and there's a little bump here, so I'm trying to figure out if that. I think that is meant to be on top. Okay. I'll go back and cinch everything down once it's all ready to go. So I'm not quite ready to call it ready to go. Let's see here. So now, put the motor back here. And so now I need to find the motor. Mount. Here it is, right in front of me. It's a good thing it wasn't a snake who would have bit me. And I think that's the wrong side. So yeah, it goes on the opposite side of the battery, but it goes on the same back side as the battery. You definitely see the need to set this up with a quick release. Make life a little easier. Okay. Oh, this is the two that were already put in. So this is two pieces M4 by 18. M4 by 18. What do you know? Okay. Pull these two out. A little big. That's the right size. There we go. One down, one to go. Oops. Maybe one down. Yeah, that's correct. Maybe I tightened it down a little too far. A little bit more play here. Get the other side in. There we go. These two I'll cinch down because I don't think they're going to add any structural anything to this. Okay, so that is step 4. So what I saw earlier didn't show the Z-rod going in until a little later, so so I'm not sure I want to put that in just yet. Okay, step 5. I think it goes on these. Guessing one goes across the top and one will be the X carriage. And they are slightly different lengths. That helps. Let's see here. I think I want this top one here. 1, 2, yeah, I do want that one. I believe this is going to be the across the top there. Okay. So on this one, you've got 2 different hole patterns here. So that's kind of what I'm staring at, trying to get an idea of which hole pattern goes where. And it looks like, excuse me, the one with the larger one is the one on the right, and that's where this whole contraption gets hooked up to. Now, let's tell me what the back, I think that's that. Wow, this is a toughie here. Let's have a look at this thing fully built. So this will go on this side like so. Okay, so there we go. This will go like so, it looks like. That means I'm on the page here. Okay, so that means I need to, that goes there. This is going to go like so, I believe. Or no, like this maybe? Yeah, like that. I think. I do believe like that. And then those, because then it's over that. Yeah, I think that's how this goes together. That's kind of a little wonky. Little interesting wonkiness there. So M4 by 16. I think I got these. Yeah, these have lock nuts on them. So I need 2 of these out. And then I need 2 washers. 1 and number 2. There we go. Okay. Now for the first. This is where having meaty fingers kind of sucks, because it makes putting these things in a lot more difficult. But you know what? We have tools that we can cheat. Darn it. There we go. I knocked the other one out as I was doing that, because I'm brilliant that way. Put that in so. There we go. And then these go like so. And then this will go through here. There we go. So I guess I probably should have shown this a little bit when I was building it. When you're putting this together, this is the whole mechanism. This piece here has a bolt that actually, there's a little clearance drilled right behind here. You can see it's the same deal as right here. This little piece here is clearance, so you can put that bolt through there. Okay, so that's 5. So number 6 is putting the carriage on, it looks like, and putting the other part on. So this is going to go, I believe, like so. And I have to place that a little bit. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. So this is going to actually face us, because what it's showing it's actually showing this from the back to me. So it's showing it like this, the picture, but I'm working on it from the front. And maybe I probably should switch over to the back. That'll make life easier overall. So 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. Okay, we're good there. And then this funky thing will go on somehow. Let's see. Like that. Looks like. Yeah. I have to admit, there's some very funkiness to this. It's kind of ingenious how it all kind of fits together with the drilled out parts. I'll have to give it that, but it's also a little weird. So when I'm talking about these, so again, let's enable this so I can kind of show you a little bit better. Okay, so when you're looking at this, this is what I said. This part here is completely drilled out right here. And this piece here goes into that, so they all fit together. So that's where I'm at right now. Close that again, maybe. Okay, I think everything's good there. So you know what, I'm going to check one thing. I've got audio off. I'm going to make sure there's audio here. Test. Okay, I can hear something going on. I hope that's audio. I'm getting feedback that it looks like I've got audio going on. Okay, so this will go in like so. Oops. that. Oops. Build this. And then that goes like so. Yep, can only go one way. Actually, these come in from this direction. Try to do it backwards. That's not going to work. There we go. First one on. Second one is on. There we go. Okay. So that was step 6. Step 7 is putting the belt on, it looks like. So it goes, okay, I see where it goes. Yeah, it's pretty loose right there, so I'll have to adjust that too. Okay. So it looks like it goes into there, but it can't go that way, it has to go this way. Let's start with this side first. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. So it goes this way, so the gold pieces stick out. It goes around that. And out the other side. There we go. So it goes under the wheels. Yeah, it goes under the wheels. Doesn't want to, but it's supposed to. There we go. And this goes around here. And then it goes there and secures the other end right there. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to put the tensioner on that. There it is. So a lot of this is very, very similar in build to the Ender 2. Now I see why they call it the Ender 3, because it's built very, very, very similar to the Ender 2. So if you saw that video, you have a pretty good idea of how this all works. Okay, so then this goes in here, and it goes on this side. Oops. I don't know why that had so many problems the first time. That's not going to work. That one should work though. There we go. Now, tension it. Oops, there we go. Yeah. There we go. I feel pretty good about that. On to step 9. There's a total of 12 steps here. This is a 12-step instructional booklet. So this is ready to go on, it looks like. Oops. Helps we get both sides going at once. So not actually looking at this eccentric nut, just kind of hoping that it's twisting around correctly. There we go. That feels tighter. There we go. It's a little tense that way. Let's loosen it. That actually feels pretty good right there. Okay, now I think I need to put the rod in. Oh, you know what? I wonder if these are loose enough. Ooh, that one's pretty tight on the bottom. Kind of getting the idea that that one should be tight and not on the bottom. So don't do what I just did and loosen the bottom one. I think it's supposed to stay loose. The top one though, that one you can loosen, looks like. That's the one you want. There we go. Okay, that's binding. That's not good. So it looks like something I actually kind of missed. Looks like these need adjusted as well, and it says not too tight. There we go. Let's see if this can loosen a little bit and go a little bit further. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's all the way down there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that travel. So let's just cinch these up just a little bit is what I'm doing here. So there's a little tension in there. So basically, so that part doesn't come completely out. I need to put a little grease on that, but I think otherwise it'll be fine. I put electric to it. I'll have to see how well it does. Okay. Now for the top piece. It's giving me a weird thing again. It's showing the. I think all that it's telling me is that these open parts should be top. Okay, I need M5 by 25s here. 5 by 25s. There we go. 4 of these. Okay, I'm going to get one tool really quick. That will be. That means I have to do this. I'll be right back. There we go. Got this 90-degree tool. Makes life much easier. So, this should work, I hope, for this. This is wide. Well, actually, this should be able to handle wide. There we go. That should be 90 degrees right there. Oops, wrong one. And this is the main reason why I was waiting to get everything tightened up because I want to get these in tight. And I figure if the top is square, the bottom should square up with it. At least that's my hopes and dreams here for this. There's a gap here on the top of this. That's kind of concerning for me. There we go. Now it's together. There we go. The gap is now closed. So bringing this down. There we go. That's nice and tight. So in theory, now my top rail and my side rails are square. Oops, wrong way. Well, there we go. Okay. And then the end caps. See, it's little things like these little finishing touches that'll just make the printer that much nicer. It's just something I really like, it's put these in. Whoops. Just adds a level of finish to the printer that it's just really nice. Okay, so now it's basically saying to build and install this. This comes right out of an Ender 2. Speaking of Ender 2s, my Ender 2 is right down here. One of these days I really need to see if I can get it to work, because I had it working just after I got it set up, but then it kind of flipped out on me and it's never really worked well since. It had basically a thermal runaway, and that created all sorts of problems. So it's never actually, so after I got it together, just kind of sat there after the first quarter of a print I got through it to it. The bed just went crazy on me, and I don't know why. 5A8. I haven't had a chance to go through and figure out why it did that. I just realized this comes with a spare nozzle and spare couplers. That's kind of convenient. So the parts that I need now are the M5x8. It's what attaches this to the printer, as well as attaches that. I should have 4 of them. So this is not labeled. I'm guessing it's the silver unlabeled package, or the silver bolts that are unlabeled. There are 5 in this. I'm going to need 4 total. Okay. Oh. And T-nuts. Here we go. I need 2 of those as well. I have to admit, I've never been a huge fan of mounting this on the very top of the printer, but what the heck. At the very least, for the moment, I can mount this that way until I print out another spool holder. I've got one on the Tivo Tornado that I kind of like. Let me try another one of those. It still mounts at the top, but it mounts it offset on the top on the corner. Just kind of like that setup. There we go. It's beginning to look like a printer. I'm going to go back and mount the display now. I have to admit, that's pretty slick looking there. I think before I do that, what does it show? Doesn't actually show there. What I'm doing is I'm trying to see how it plugs in. Okay, so it shows EXP3. Because again, with these beefy hands, don't really want to try to get in there and get this done after I put it together. And I will admit that this order feels a little bit better. I don't see why you'd want to put that display on so early, because your chance of damaging the display goes up, it seems to me. You know, I hate it when I just use one of these and I place it somewhere and I forget it. There we go. Probably doesn't matter all that much which order you put these in, but I think I'm going to say my order is a little better, just because you plug the cable in with it being off, so you don't have to get your fingers into a smaller area, and you have less of a chance of damaging the display while you're trying to put the printer together, things falling on it, because it does face upwards somewhat. Let's see. There we go. Almost together here. And the display is now connected. There we go. Okay. Now, I have these little guys that need to be connected, these cables. So, there's a whole bundle of them here. And then there's some shorter ones, like this one. I hope this is the Z. or as Angus would call it, the Z. Yeah, it's Z. So one of my plans on this printer, once I get it up and running, is there's a Kickstarter coming up I'm going to print off some pieces for and have a talk about a little bit, called All Roads Go to Rome. The gentleman behind it has produced a couple of really nice ones before, but he hasn't really released all of the Kickstarter in PDF. They have some pieces that are still that you have to buy them completely built, whether it's printed or cast, and that's really unfortunate because it's beautiful. And I didn't, if I'm getting if I'm back in a Kickstarter, I kind of want to get it all, that I can just print it, not have to count on somebody, because I've got this printer, and over here I've got a Photon, so I can print nicer, higher detailed, nicer stuff if need be. So let's see here. This is the X in stop, which is here, which is back there. Exit stop's going to be difficult, or a little difficult, not that difficult. It's way back in there though. So yeah, so this new Rome, it's a Roman Kickstarter for your fantasy or historic type games, and he's been teasing it for a while, and I've been looking forward to it. And I was going to his page today and having a look, and it looks really good. And the Kickstarter is going to come out imminently, and he wants me to print a few pieces. I can show them off to everybody, and kind of good timing to get this, because I need to print some stuff as well to show this printer off and just make sure, put it through its paces. So that'll be one of my projects that I'll be printing on this. Kind of looking forward to that. My other printers, I've got a CR10 and a Tivo Tornado, and I can't get them to work. The CR10, the bed won't come on. The Tivo Tornado, when I fire it up, when I fire up the hot end, it just reboots every single time. And I've tried replacing the sensor and the heat cartridge. Neither of those work. I don't know why that won't work. I can trace it and I get continuity, so may have a bad board. I don't know. Find it really obnoxious. I'm just making sure all the pieces and parts here are good. And put this in. There we go. So that will be ready. Part of the issue here is just making sure the bed is clear of everything. So I do like how the bed is up high. There's a lot of clearance between the bed and the base. I think there's more than with the Ender 2. So, you know what, since I've got this just sitting here, why don't I compare these two? I think it might be a little interesting. So this is the Ender 2. So yeah, the bed's a little lower. Yeah. But it actually, the build looks very, very similar. Actually looks nearly identical, except the end piece. It's got two uprights instead of just one. So I think it's together. Has some extra pieces and parts, but I don't think any of those are. I think they're just extra hardware as needed. think I've got everything together. So let's plug this bad boy in. See how it looks. So I see two people are in here. Who's in here with me? Or do you just not want to admit you're slumming it with me here? Oh, you know what? Before I get too crazy here, I need to adjust the tension on the Y here. That's the one. Oh, you know what? One other thing, like I said earlier, I was waiting to... Hey, Dave. Just getting this... Holy crap. There we go. I'm going to tighten the Y a little bit because it's a little loose. Actually, it's a lot loose. I don't think they used hand tools to tighten this because these are really tight. So you plan on getting one of these, Peter, or do you have one, or what's your story? It's nicer to talk with people than, just having a 2-hour, well, maybe an hour and a half monologue. That still isn't tight enough. You have one. How you liking it? Is it working out well for you? I've been hearing a lot of good about these, so that's the reason why I picked it up, to augment my other ones. Okay, so I think we're good there. Now for the moment of truth. Let's turn it on. Well, got air coming out here. The display came on. So I'll bring this around so you can have a look at this. So it looks like we've got it running. I just adjusted the tension here on the Y to make it a little more to increase the tension a little bit. I think the X tension's good. Yeah, now I just need to get it all leveled and let's see how it works. I'll turn this off. I've got a CR10S and a Tornado, and saying earlier, for some reason both of them are not working. Different reasons. I think the issue with the CR10S is the bed has failed. I don't know where. I haven't really looked. I haven't really worked on that one much yet, so that one's a little annoying. But so let's see here. Let's auto home it. Wow, that hits hard. Okay. So disable stuff. So one of the things I do that I think works really good is I don't take the sticker off the speaker on these because that is loud. Ooh, yours is all microswitch, huh? That's nice. You designed a direct extruder for the Petsfang and the Ender 3. That's kind of... I'll have to look up those. Because this looks like the same or similar of what is on the... Actually, I probably release all these. This looks the same, if not similar, for the hot end as the CR10. So it works, but ooh, and you've included a URL. Let me click on that. Bringing it up. Wow, that is impressive. Though I think I've actually seen the design looks familiar. That straight-sided instead of the round for the fang. I do like my Tivo Tarantula. My original 3D printer has a fang on it. I really do like the fangs quite a bit. For cooling, I have noticed I've got. That's the only printer I've got that I've ever printed a additional part cooling fan on, and I have to admit that is probably my best bridging printer that I own. Okay, oh, get under the bed there. Okay. I'll put when I move this over to YouTube, I'll grab these URLs and I'll put it as part of the include so people can see what we're talking about here. So those look pretty darn nice. I'm just getting this close right now because nothing's heated up. Once it expands, oh, that's too. Once it expands, it's gonna it'll wreak havoc with my leveling. Just to get this close. There we go. So I'm gonna bump this up. Preheat PLA. There we go. So now I'm just heating everything up. Holy crap. 13,000 downloads in 3 months. Yeah, from what I can see, that thing looks pretty impressive. Because I'm looking at this one here is the Fang version 2. So for your CR10. Oh, I guess Tivo Tornado, Tarantula. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. I do like that it has that you can mount a 50-15 fan because I actually have 1 or 2 spares of those. Just before the my CR10 died, I was actually going to put a fang on it. That's the reason why I've got at least 1. I think I might have 2 of those 50-15s somewhere. So it's already to 200 on the nozzle. It's up to 50 on the plate. There we go. Whoops. There we go. I'm not entirely sure why companies don't do these leveling knobs. It doesn't seem like that would be a terrible expense. And it's just one of those things, it makes leveling so much simpler. You know? Sure, you can print them easy enough, but man, especially for beginners, trying to get level is such a pain in the butt. Whoops. Pain in the butt. There we go. I just hate leveling. Yeah, this one here is running, and yeah, that one's running. Keep touching the cooling fan. That's the loud fan right there. Just before this live stream, I cranked up the AC in the house because I was burning up, and having a 60-degree heated plate right in front of me is not helping things right now. Yeah, I actually didn't time it, but yeah, it heated up. Let's put it this way: it did not heat up in CR10 time, so I'm a little bit concerned because here in the center, this moves freely. I get over here and it doesn't. I get over here, it moves freely there. Still need to adjust it in, I guess, a little bit. Always seems like this initial level is always kind of a pain because you just need to get these four corners all working together. So I go the right way. Yeah, I should have timed the heating of the bed, but it seemed like it was pretty darn quick. go. See, I've got tension over here. I have a lot of tension over here, but it's not going to the center as well. Like it's free there, and then it's got tension there. I have a feeling I may have to get a mirror for this. I can't get it to level any better. Oops. Not sure what baby stepping is. Just moving these just lightly. Yeah, that center is, there's definitely a bow in this heat plate. That just slides right in and out. We go over here, and there's lots of there. I might do is just center a little more in the center, and for the time being until I get that. Well, I'm leveling it, so I'm not actually having to adjust the stepping yet. So I think if I keep it more to the center, I think I can print okay there. Let's see if it'll put some filament down. Looked like the end of that was twisted a little bit. I do have to admit, I hate trying to get filament into these things. Like a slinky, this gets a hold of my mic. There we go. I can hear it reverberating off the bed, the fans. There we go. Jeez. really hope that it's got something on the card, because I don't have anything actually pre-sliced to try it out. You know, one thing I completely forgot to do, figure out where you put the micro SD card in. Oh, there it is. It's over there. So that's different yet very convenient. It's right here. I expected it to be over on the control card. Yeah, I know that I've seen people say that they've got there we go. Showing no card. Okay. That's kind of obnoxious. I think I put it upside down. Oh. Okay, let's try one more time. Trying to knit it. Hey, there we go. Test dog G-code. Let's see how this works. There we go. Forgot to prime the extruder there. Well, it seems to be printing, so that's a good thing. I'll bring this up again. So, whoa, there's lots of wind going on outside. So, yeah, you can see the daughter just grabbed the cat. So you can see the dog is going down on the surface. Trying to hold a little more steady here. So yeah, it's printing. That's a good sign. So I think I'm going to call this stream there because it's all going. So my website is makerfun3d.com. That's where I will actually be posting. I don't think there's going to be enough filament to finish the dog, but at least, you know, what finishes of the dog here. And then I'm going to start with some crates and stuff, probably from War Layer. That's kind of my next go-to print because it doesn't take too long to do. And then from there, hopefully soon I'll be getting the pieces from that Kickstarter. So thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It's been nice talking to you some. Like I said, the Twitch stream is kind of transient. It doesn't last really long. So I'll put your 2 links in the YouTube video. So we'll have those. So if anybody's looking for what we're talking about, they can grab your really actually freaking phenomenal looking Fang fans for these printers. So again, this is Kevin Rank from MakerFun3D. Thank you for joining me. And I hope that this build video helps you get your Ender 3 going, because this is a pretty darn cool printer. It's working pretty good. Take care. Have a good night, everybody.